Uh, as many of you know, March is Women's History Month, and it was first recognized back in 1911 as the first Women's Day. And then in 1987, when Congress officially declared March National Women's History Month. It is now our responsibility to live out the intentions of this recognition and to honor those who have come before us, who have paved the way, and those women who live amongst us and make our world a better place each and every day. Today we honor those unsung heroes of Yonkers, the women who give of themselves to our communities each and every day, to our children, seniors, neighborhoods, and to our civic associations. In honor of Women's History Month, we are gathered today to recognize for the first time by the City of Yonkers, that would be the Mayor's Office along with the City Council, women whose distinct achievement have improved the lives of others and whose impact have changed Yonkers for the better. These women have demonstrated excellence, leadership, integrity within their community, serving as role models for successful women all across our region. I am pleased to stand before you today and honor Yonkers' very own Women of Distinction for 2013. Now, before I announce, I'd like to just announce some of the people who have come with us here today. Representing Assemblywoman Shelley Mayer's office, Robert Voorhees is here. I wanted to introduce the members of the City Council, Mike Sabatino, Minority Leader John Larkin, who's in Chuck's spot over my shoulder. So you guys know that's true, all right? The Majority Leader, Wilson Torrero, Councilman Dennis Shepard, Councilman Mike O'Brien, Councilman Christopher Johnson. I also want to give special thanks to Gail Burns and Hope Coamson for helping put this event together. Let me start off with our first honoree. Helen Henkel has always been deeply committed to community services. She has served more than 20 years as a member of the Board of Ethics, the Mayor's Community Relations Committee, and the Board of Directors of the Exchange Club of Yonkers, where she has chaired and organized almost every event since 1988. Those are hundreds of community-minded individuals who have benefited from Helen's leadership and compassion. Through her hard work, Helen has been recognized for her lifelong commitment to our community, including various honors and awards throughout education, civic engagements, culture, and the most prestigious honor of the Book of Golden Deeds from the Exchange Club of Yonkers. Helen Henkel is truly a woman of distinction. She is certainly that here at City Hall. I always tell her she's our best employee. She knows that, and she knows it too. But I'd like to ask that she come up and receive the award. Helen.
I'd like to thank Mayor Spano and the City of Yonkers, my home, my lifelong home, with so many wonderful organizations that I have been honored to be allowed to be a part of. Whether it's the Yonkers Philharmonic, the Ukrainian Festival, the Ethics Board, the Exchange Club, there are so many events going on in Yonkers with such wonderful people. And I really would like to encourage more and more people to join whatever organization is holding an event for the next year. Thank you.
The next honoree, Marla Irvin. Marla and I have had this kind of like up and down relationship. So some days she likes me, some days she don't. Some days I like her, some days I don't. Most of the time we respect each other, and I think that's what's most important, and we do truly like each other as well, even though we kid around about it. But Marla has served our community as the Director of Intergenerational Programs at the JCY Westchester Community Partners. Marla runs 8 educationally based programs that bring hundreds of volunteers to the public schools in Yonkers, Mount Vernon, Elmsford, and White Plains, where high-need students are mentored to improve their literacy skills. She as well is an active volunteer who serves in the position of president of the Yonkers Middle High PTSA and has held various PTA positions, including the president of the Montessori School 11 PTA, and served as an active member for the Yonkers Council of PTSAs for the past 14 years. She is a leader in the fight for a better educational system here in Yonkers and for the children. And she is more than worthy of the distinction this year for this distinction award. So, Marla, please come up and receive your award.
I have to say, I am truly humbled to receive this award. And all joking aside, I want to thank you on behalf of all the people who volunteer their time and very often feel that it goes without credit, without acknowledgement, and certainly without appreciation. So I say thank you, no matter if you like me today or not. Councilman, my big thank you to Councilman Torero for nominating me for this award, because I do truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you. I'm not going to talk long, although I could stand here for a long time. I just want to share with you that the fight to help the Yonkers Public Schools is a long fight. It's one that happened long before me, and one that I hope will continue, well, while I'm still around to help fight it. I know the mayor shares our vision to create a better educational system here in the city for our children. I hope you will all join us in this effort to make sure that our children get everything they deserve. And volunteer. Not everything you hear about us is bad. We do some really amazing things. The mayor was at a school reading or working with some students yesterday. We're in schools all the time, and the JCY has literally hundreds of volunteer opportunities for all of you. So I thank you all very much for this award, and if you really want to give back to the community, volunteer an hour a week. Just see me and I'll tell you how to do it. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Marla. Thank you, Marla. You know, I mentioned the Office of Constituent Services before, and that consists of Gail and Hope and Kelly. And there's also, just to kind of put something in here, behind every great woman, right, there's a man. So that would be Anthony Piacenti, who works in the office with Gail and Hope. So we want to make sure we recognize him for the great job he's doing. Thank you. The next honoree is Maria Nettle, and she's an active member of our community. She has been involved and influential in many fundraising events consisting of in helping Cubans migrating to Yonkers. Maria became an active member of the Yonkers Portuguese American community, raising funds which eventually assisted to provide a new Yonkers Community Center that was inaugurated back in 1986. She has served in various community programs and clubs, including the Lions International Club, where she has received the Melvin Jones Fellowship Award for her exemplary service, and is defined as one of the highest form, which was defined as one of the highest form of recognition in the Lions Club. Through her many endeavors within the community of Yonkers, Maria is one person that we know is clearly deserving of the Women of Distinction Award. We'd like her to come up and receive her award. Absolutely.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you to all of you here today, because for one another reason, they do a beautiful job. Thank you, Mr. Spano. I'm sorry, I forgot. But I say thank you because you make me honor to be here. I want to say thank you to the Portuguese Club, because they all the time They are near me when I need. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you, you said the story about woman. I'm gonna tell you about the story of this woman. This woman come to this beautiful country with only third grade. I wanna do the best of my life and what I do, because this is a country, the opportunity, if you wanna have it, working hard. I go to learn the machines where they used to learn to go to learn to work in a factory. I do that. After that, I go to hairdress without English. It's very hard for me, but I try to do my best. I ask for the excuse for my broken English because it's very hard for me to speak English because I don't used to go to school here. I don't used to go to school in Cuba because it's impossible. With a father with leprosy, it's very hard to 6 children to raise in that country. But I want to say to all of you, thank you for this. But I know what you give me, this to me today, is somebody else, nobody given nothing before. It's my father and mother, where they're raising me, and they never let us to begging nothing, only work with your hands. Here I am in this country, and God gave me the opportunity, and United States, this beautiful country, where I have in my heart, they do everything for me, and today I am what I am. Thank you, this country, and my father and mother is in heaven. This is for all you too, and God, you helped me to be here. And this today, for me, it's impossible to be here today. Thank you. Thank you.
The next recipient is Diane Sanovika. And Diane's calling, her mission in life, began as a nurse when she began at St. John's Hospital after returning to school to become a registered nurse. Today, she works for the Lawrence Hospital in the home care division. She worked in the oncology department, where she was taught the meaning of compassion and the value of life. After serving her community as a nurse for a number of years, Diane later began commuting nursing for the St. Cabrini's nursing home called the Lombardi Program, where she was able to work independently, reaching out and serving the needs of the sick, the elderly, and the unfortunate. And though her job is nursing to the community back, her greatest enjoyment comes from being able to bring comfort to the lonely elderly person by providing them with clothes and other necessities for life. Diane has proven over and over again by all the people who work with her, for the people who know her, for the people who've dealt with her, that she truly is a woman of distinction. So we'd like you to come up and have your award.
It is my pleasure to receive this award and be a part of the city of Yonkers and continue hopefully serving this community as long as I can walk. I'll be visiting the elderly on a walker, I think. I'm never leaving my job.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations. Kerry Pataki. Kerry has been an active advocate for cancer awareness and has worked with cancer survivors since 2005. Kerry has obtained a range of recognitions from television, newspaper, and magazines and other newsworthy mediums for the work she has done. In 2010, Kerry joined Yonkers Relay for Life as the survivorship chair holder, as well as developed a fundraising team while hosting the survivors booth. Through her fundraising efforts, Kerry was the highest fundraiser, and her team, which she formed as this, and her team also was formed as the highest fundraiser. So that was great that you were to raise money for that effort. Her most gratifying recognition is to be able to do work that she does and allow women to feel whole again. And she was chosen as a recipient of Women of Distinction Award because of those efforts and that hard work. I've heard some of the stories. I think she may share some of them. She's truly somebody who's worthy of this honor. So, Kerry, can you come up and accept your award?
expect to speak today, so I've been very humble to receive this award. I've been working on women for a very long time who suffer from breast cancer, and the work that I do, other than fundraising as often as I can, is working on them after they've had their surgery and reconstruction. After reconstruction is done, a lot of women are left without pigmentation. And in clothes, although they look whole, out of clothes they don't. And I repigment their breasts so they look natural and whole again. So I try to give back as best as I can their womanhood from going through the journey that they go through beforehand. So I am actually considered the last stage of their journey, and that is something that I can't explain of how it feels and the reward that I feel internally to get an award for it, knowing the reward I feel is just beyond words. I really couldn't even begin to explain how it feels to be awarded when I feel that reward every time I work on a woman. Unfortunately, I don't want to have to do this work, but I feel fortunate to have the skill to do so, and so many women being so pleased and feeling so much more whole and better after I'm done. That's really all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'd like to ask the Majority Leader of Yonkers City Council to say a few words. Wilson Terrero.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, I always say that women has to be recognized every single day. But when we have 5 excellent women in Yonkers, it's even better. And as such, I feel very proud of the five of you for receiving this award, but more proud for the work that you do in our community. You make our community better, you make it succeed, and that's what we need here in Yonkers. And I think the city is better because of you. Thank you very much.
The Minority Leader of the Yonkers City Councilman, John Larkin.
Thank you, Mayor. I too would like to echo the sentiments that the Majority Leader has said. There are 5 distinctive women who are being honored here today who truly deserve the recognition. The things that you do for your community can't compare to the normal work that everybody does. You do this out of love, you do this out of volunteerism. It's a tribute to who you are as women. And like was said before, hopefully people will take this and be able to say, I too should volunteer, I can make a difference as well. So I applaud you all. Congratulations.
I'd like to also take this moment just to announce that these awards will be placed downstairs in the rotunda for all to see throughout the Women's History Month. So, and this is what Yonkers is here, and this is what Yonkers is about. We want to make sure that we promote and tell the story, the great story of role models and the opportunities that exist for women to shine and take leadership roles right here in our great city. And so we applaud all of you for your efforts and your contributions you've made to Yonkers and to society as a whole, because we know you've made more than just contributions to Yonkers. And we want to thank you for being our recipients of the Women of Distinction Awards right here in our great city. Keep up the great work, and thank you.
Sure.